I didn't raise my voice when the HOA president accused me of illegally occupying association property. She said it right there in front of the county inspector, all proud and smug, waving papers she didn't understand. I just laid my own folder on the table, flipped it open to the recorded warranty deed from closing, and watched their faces drop when they saw my name stamped, sealed, and notarized. It was the kind of silence that feels like justice settling in the room. Before all that, I wasn't looking for a fight. I bought the land because I wanted quiet. It was a few acres off the edge of a small lake, nothing fancy, just a place to breathe after years of city work and long commutes. I rebuilt the porch by hand, planted cedar trees along the fence line, and spent weekends watching the sun fall behind the water. The HOA barely crossed my mind. Their rules didn't even seem to apply to me, or so I thought. The first letter came in spring. They claimed part of my property was common land and demanded I stop building my dock. The thing is, I had the closing documents, the title insurance, and a legal description that clearly included the shoreline. At first, I thought it was a clerical mistake. So I called, I emailed, I even stopped by one of their meetings. They brushed me off, told me I must be mistaken. Then they started sending fines. $500, then $1,000. By summer, they had the nerve to claim they'd resold the strip of my land to a neighbor. I stayed calm. My neighbors whispered that the board was connected, that they could make my life miserable. But I've dealt with bureaucracy before. I kept my voice even, sent one last email requesting proof of sale, and when they ignored that too, I went quiet. That's when I started spending evenings in the county recorder's office, combing through plats and title transfers. I found the subdivision's founding documents. The HOA had no authority over my parcel. In fact, the land they sold wasn't theirs to begin with. By the time they called another board meeting to resolve the dispute, I was ready. I brought a printed map from the county GI's database, my title from closing, and a copy of the developer's deed chain from 1978. When they tried to shout me down, I just let them. Then I handed the inspector my papers and said, "You might want to verify which of us actually owns this land before anyone talks about trespassing." The inspector nodded, checked the file, and turned pale. The parcel number matched mine, every inch of it. 2 weeks later, the HOA's attorney quietly withdrew their claim. The so-called buyer, who'd paid for my land, demanded a refund. The president resigned, citing health reasons. No one ever apologized, but they didn't have to. I saw the fear in their eyes the next time I drove through the gate. They knew I'd beaten them with nothing but truth and patience. Now, my dock sits exactly where I planned it. The water is calm again. The letters stopped coming. Sometimes I see a few board members drive by and pretend not to notice me. That's fine. I didn't move out here to be noticed. I moved here to be left alone, and now, finally, I am.